Hello and welcome back to my channel. A couple of weeks or months ago, an undetermined amount of time ago, I did a video testing a full face of Shein's makeup line, SheGlam. But what I didn't test in that video was I never bought an eyeshadow palette because there wasn't really one that spoke to me. Recently, Shein launched their Mauve-olous eyeshadow palette, and I thought it was really cute, so I bought it. And it was only $10, so I have no regrets. So this is said eyeshadow palette. I'm very impressed by how it was packed because it was sort of completely encased in styrofoam in the regular sort of cheapy Shein bag shipping. So I really appreciate that. I really don't mind their cheapy shipping, to be honest with you, because I can't afford anything more than that. So I actually didn't know that this palette was going to arrive today. It wasn't supposed to get here till the end of the month. So I'm really excited about that. That's like 2 weeks early. So I had already started my makeup when the mail arrived, so I'm excited that I didn't do eyeshadow, because now we can try this. So just taking the absolute quickest look ever at it on the Shein website. This is the Mauve-olous eyeshadow palette. It retails for $10 Canadian. It says, look like a literal angel from every angle with our ethereal 12 square, those are circles, palette of featherweight shades, think mauves, moody grays, and delicate accent colors that look almost too pretty to apply. Keyword almost. And then there actually is a breakdown of each color and what it looks like in the finish and that sort of thing. Do you pronounce it mauve or mauve? I go back and forth. I don't know what's right. One of the things that I like about this packaging, first of all, it feels much sturdier than I thought. I kind of thought it was going to feel like that cheapy sort of the cardboard ColourPop palette, but it actually does feel more substantial than that. And it's got this like shrink wrap all around it, but there's a tab at the bottom. So that's great. And just like that, the package is open. Nice full list of ingredients on the back if there's anything you worry about. Oh, look at that. When you open the box, there's like a little tab, too. You can pull. I appreciate that as someone who can't get into things. Oh, hold on. We've encountered a problem. I can't get it out of the box. Shein, you thought of everything to make this easy to open, but I can't get it out of the box. Now I got it out of the box. So like I said, this is definitely hardier packaging than I thought. Okay, right away, it's beautiful. I don't like that there's no mirror on the top. I feel like that's wasted. They really should have put a mirror there, but it's really pretty, y'all. Okay, so what am I gonna do? Oh, it's pretty. Ooh. Okay, so what I think we're gonna do first is go into this shade Minx. Because this is just a testing video, right? I don't have to use every shade, but I do want to use like as many as possible. So I need like a good fluffy brush. This is fluffy. Okay, so this is a tapered blending brush. And we're just gonna put it in this shade Minx. Here we go, kids. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so now I want to take a little bit of a smaller brush and go into this shade Ritual, this little Vasanti brush maybe. These I am surprised by. You know, back when I was a youth, eyeshadow palettes that cost $10 had absolutely no pigment to them. There was no color there. You were like packing on color just to get the slightest little tint. So we're going to take that first brush again, especially on this side. I really wish it had a mirror so that I didn't have to like, you know, I wish I could just hold this here. same brush, and just go into this purpley or pinky shade called Over Under. And we're just gonna... Oh, I got like the smallest little bit of fallout from that, but that could also be because I did not really tap off my brush, because I want it to be a little bit darker. Almost went into the completely wrong shade. Typical. Now I really want to darken up that little outer crease a little bit, so I'm just going to boop into this shade and linger. Perfect, look at that. My eyeballs are so weird. It's like right out in this very corner. Like, that's one of the reasons I always wear winged eyeliner, because eyeshadow never wants to stick just out in the very outer corner of my eyeball. And I'm going to take that first brush again, because there's like a weird divot here. And I don't really know what's going on, so we're just going to blend that out. Maybe I'll take a little bit of that first shade Minx again. And do it on the other side too. Okay, now we're going to use a couple of shimmers. So what I want to use are these two top shimmers. This one's called I'm Blushing, and this one's called Grace. So I want to use I'm Blushing in this sort of outer area, and then use Grace in the inner corner-ish. So I just need a flat brush. So we're going to pick up I'm Blushing, because I'm just interested to see how these work, or if the glitter is just an overspray, or what's going on there. So we're just going to... Typically, shimmers and stuff work best applied with your finger, or with a wet brush, or with a sticky base. I'm gonna do none of that, just to see what happens. So all things considered, I actually think it's working really well. It's helping me blend out some of the... Like, the brush is helping me blend out some of the other colors, but it's also applying the glitter. I don't see a ton of fallout. It's like, it's not a pow kind of shimmer, but it's definitely like a nice, more subtle, what some people would call wearable shimmer, which I don't mind. Okay, and then I'm going to just turn the brush around so I don't have to dirty another one and use the back side of it for this Grace shade. And then we're just going to pack her in the inner corner, fluff her in, take her down a little bit. Ooh, she's got a nice blue reflect that I didn't totally pick up on before. So that is the eyeshadow done, but I really want to take, what's it called? A skinny little brush like this, and take that linger shade and kind of smoosh it into my lash line. And it actually seems to be working really well as a little liner. Okay, so I obviously didn't use every shade in the palette. I used a lot of them though, and mainly I was interested to see how the mattes performed, and I used almost every matte. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go finish my face makeup, and then maybe do something with my hair, because this is just how it looked when I woke up. And then I will come back with final thoughts. So originally I wasn't planning on including swatches in this video, because I've kind of grown to believe that swatches don't really give you an accurate representation of what eyeshadows are going to look like on your eyes. You know, a swipe with your finger is not really the same as putting it on a brush and blending it out. However, swatches do give you an idea of the color of the eyeshadow, the finish of the eyeshadow, and the sort of level of pigmentation you're working with, whether it's like super duper pigmented and potentially hard to use, or it's not pigmented at all, that sort of thing. And also with my pasty white skin as a backdrop, it gives you a good idea of the color. So ultimately I did decide to do just some quick swatches of this palette for you on my arm in the bathroom under the skylight. Yes, I am that pale. Okay, for some reason I decided to curl my hair, and that means it's been 400 years since I was last on camera. But I finished my makeup as well. I also did put on lashes. I was going to put on bigger lashes, but I wanted you to still be able to see the eyeshadow. So what I learned in my short time off camera was, under these lights, I can't see how many pieces of glitter are all over my face, but there was much more fallout from the shimmery shades than I originally thought there were. So I would definitely recommend putting them on a sticky base or applying them with your finger or something. Obviously, you know, it's kind of to be expected that shimmery shades are going to kind of get everywhere with just a dry brush, but I felt like I had to try it, so I'm not mad at that. Something else I learned while I was off camera was I didn't realize before that this is a magnetic closure. That's awesome. I feel like, I don't know, like, a lot of people obviously are going to have issues with ordering from Shein because it's not the most ethical. I get that, but you also have to understand that a lot of places that are commonly purchased from are not ethical. You know, it's awful, but it is the way the system is built. So I used to have more of an issue with ordering from Shein than I do now, because I sort of, like, it's really not a huge difference compared to the way other companies work. And as someone who no longer has a job and there's a pandemic, like, this is a $10 eyeshadow palette. And it works amazing. Like, I think this is a really beautiful palette, just, you know, color story-wise, especially if you love cooler tones like me. But it worked really well. I mean, I have that little spot over here that's, like, skipped weird, but I think that's probably my skin more than anything, because I usually have a hard time blending out up there on this eye, and then on this eye it's out in the corner, so, like, I'm kind of not surprised by that, so I think that's more me than this palette. I do really wish it had a mirror. Like, I know that to a lot of people that probably doesn't bother you, but, like, I kept going to, like, do it, and then it just feels weird to have to, like, do this and then pick up a mirror because I can't get down. It's just a thing. I know, it's just a weird Abby thing, but I do kind of wish it had a mirror. But overall, this makes me tempted to try other Shein eyeshadow palettes in the future if they have other color stories that I love, because this is a really good formula. I really like the mattes. The shimmers are good, but I'm typically more of a matte eyeshadow kind of girl. I just really, really like it, and I kind of didn't expect to. I always do that with Shein. I'm always like, this is going to be terrible. But then I've liked everything I've ever bought from them, I think. There were maybe a couple of makeup items in the last video that I didn't love, but even they probably weren't awful. So overall, I think if you're looking for a really inexpensive eyeshadow palette, this is a really great one. Wait till Shein has a free shipping promotion. That's what I did. And then, like I said, it was packaged really well. I've had eyeshadow palettes from, like, big brands come in broken, and this one was nicely packed in styrofoam and all packaged up safely, and nothing was wrong with it. Inexpensive, good quality. I like the color story. I have no complaints. I liked it. I will continue to use this palette just to try out some of the other shades, but based on this first impression, I really like it. I think it's nice. I'm glad that I have it. Maybe we'll get some more other palettes from theirs in the future. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already, and I will see you next time. Bye!